All right, let's jump right in. When we think about AI and writing, our minds usually go to a simple little assistant, right? But what if we thought way bigger? What if, instead of just a tool, we could build an entire AI-powered editorial team? A whole system of specialized agents, all working together, all designed to elevate a manuscript. Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today, the architecture of the Kaizen rewriter.
But that kind of ambition immediately runs into the core fear that pretty much every author has. It's the central question, isn't it? Can an AI really help you write a great novel, or is it just going to strip out everything that makes it unique and, destroy its soul? It's a totally valid concern, and it's one this system was built from the ground up to solve. For most writers out there, this slide just nails the frustrating gap between the dream of AI and the actual reality. We're promised this tireless partner that's going to elevate our vision, but what we get is a generic machine that just erases our voice. We desperately need something that maintains continuity, but we end up with contradictions. We want a tool that actually enforces quality, but most AI is perfectly happy to just accept mediocrity. This is the broken promise of today's writing tools.
So to really get why this new approach is so different, we first have to get super specific about the problem. Let's break down exactly where and how generic AI is failing professional authors.
The design docs for this system lay out 5 critical failures. First, like we said, it just bulldozes the author's unique voice. Second, it has the memory of a goldfish, no ability to manage continuity across hundreds of pages. Third, it has no real quality standards. It's just making things different, not necessarily better. Fourth, it's incredibly inefficient, reprocessing the same unchanged chapters again and again, which wastes a ton of time and money. And finally, and this one's a big one, it's non-deterministic. What that means is you can give it the exact same input 5 times, and you'll get 5 different random outputs. That's just impossible to work with when you need consistent, predictable results.
So the Kaizen Rewriter isn't just another app trying to patch these problems. It's a totally different approach, a new philosophy really. It's all built on a core set of principles, designed to create a real partnership with the author.
And here are those guiding principles. First, and this is the most important one, the author is the final arbiter, period. Their choice is the ultimate source of truth. Second, the AI has to be explainable. Its judgments are never some mysterious black box. Third, complex tasks are turned into these intuitive games so you don't get burned out. And fourth, everything happens in the background. So you, the writer, are never blocked, never just staring at a spinning wheel. It's all about keeping you in control and in that creative flow.
Okay, so here's the million-dollar question. How does the system actually avoid erasing your voice? This is where the design gets really, really clever. Instead of you trying to tell it your style, it's designed to learn your unique vision for the manuscript. It does this with something called the MAP game. Now, what's so cool about this is how it turns a boring task into something interesting. Instead of some long, tedious questionnaire, the system actually reads your manuscript, finds areas of ambiguity, and then generates 5 to 7 personalized dilemmas. Your choices in these little games create what the designers call a psychometric profile of the manuscript's soul. Pretty cool, right? And this is a perfect illustration of what one of those dilemmas actually looks like. See, this isn't some abstract question about theme or style. It's a real, concrete scenario pulled directly from your story. Commander Thorne, Jax, the stakes, it's all yours. The choice you make here between A, B, and C, it isn't just a plot point. It reveals deep truths about your protagonist, about the moral framework of your world, and about the kind of story you really want to tell. So let's see how this all builds into something really powerful. The process is so simple but so elegant. The AI analyzes your text for some kind of ambiguity, it generates a custom dilemma just for you, you make your choice, and then, this is the crucial part, the system translates that choice into data. It applies weights to what it calls the authorial vision document, or AVD. So, choosing option C in that last example might crank up the score for plot complexity, and tag your story's moral framework as situational ethics. This AVD document, it becomes the North Star for every single decision the AI makes from here on out. All right, so with the author's vision now encoded in that AVD, the system can finally start its core job, revision. But here's the thing, it's not just randomly rewriting stuff. It operates inside a highly disciplined loop with really, really tough quality gates.
After a chapter is rewritten, it gets sent to a specialized agent called the supervisor, and the supervisor doesn't just give it a thumbs up. Oh no, it grades the rewrite against this detailed 6-point rubric you see here. And notice the different weights. It's checking for stuff like KB continuity, making sure the facts stay straight, and narrative quality for things like prose and pacing. But most importantly, see that vision alignment piece? It's constantly checking back against the AVD we just made to make absolutely sure it's honoring the author's intent.
And this number is the key to the entire quality control system. The initial threshold for a rewrite to get approved is 95%. This is not about making a chapter a little bit better. This is about demanding excellence from the very first attempt. And this is how the system is designed to avoid that mediocrity trap that so many other AI tools fall into.
But what if it fails? It doesn't just give up and throw its hands in the air. The system is disciplined, it's persistent. It sends the failed draft back with specific feedback, and the threshold relaxes just a little to 90%. If it fails again, it tries one last time at 85%. It's only after 3 failed automated attempts that it finally escalates the problem to the author. See, it's designed to solve problems on its own before it ever has to bother you.
And within that whole scoring system, there is one rule that is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. It's a hard gate. If a rewrite introduces even one tiny continuity violation, if a character's eye color suddenly changes or timeline gets messed up, it's an automatic, immediate reject. No score can save it. Story consistency is a simple pass or fail. End of story.
Now, maintaining that kind of consistency and making this whole process efficient when you're talking about a whole book, that requires some seriously clever engineering. So let's look at 2 technical innovations that make this entire system practical. The first one is what the designers call the conspiracy board. It's basically an internal system for dependency tracking. So when you change a key detail in Chapter 3, this system automatically analyzes how that change might ripple through the rest of the book, flagging potential conflicts in, say, Chapter 10 or Chapter 25. It's like a detective connecting all the dots across the entire manuscript to stop contradictions before they even happen.
The second innovation tackles cost. I mean, let's be real. Processing text with these huge language models is expensive. A massive problem with existing tools is they just waste money by constantly reprocessing parts of your book that haven't even changed. You revise Chapter 3, and they might reanalyze every single chapter every single time. It's crazy.
The Kaizen Rewriter solves this with a super intelligent caching system. It creates a unique fingerprint for every piece of content. If the input hasn't changed, it just uses the old result from the cache instead of running the expensive AI model all over again. And the result of that? An estimated cost reduction of 70 to 85%. That's a massive, massive efficiency gain that actually makes a huge project like this affordable.
So, when you put it all together, a team of specialized agents, a deep understanding of the author's vision, those tough quality gates, and hyper-efficient processing, what's the final result for the writer? What do you actually get?
Honestly, this slide just says it all. A typical developmental edit for an 80,000-word novel from a professional human editor, that can cost you thousands of dollars, $3,000 in this example. The analysis for this system estimates that the total cost for the exact same scope of work is about $12. I mean, that is a staggering difference. The implication here is just huge. This could democratize access to professional-level editing for so many more writers.
And that's really the ultimate payoff. It's not about one single feature, it's about how the entire system, the 9 specialized agents, the AVD that protects your voice, that 95% quality gate, the intelligent caching, it all works together, in concert, to deliver a result that aims for professional quality at a tiny, tiny fraction of the cost and time.
Which, brings us right back to where we started. This system offers one possible answer to a much bigger question. As AI gets more and more powerful, what does a true, deep partnership for creativity really look like? Well, it might look a lot less like a simple chatbot and a lot more like a principled, disciplined, and deeply collaborative editorial team, all designed to serve one final arbiter, you, the author.